You know, it's the end of summertime, and that means one thing. It's time to gear up for hunting season. And first up in the state of Illinois, and in most states, the dove. On today's episode of Adapting the Outdoors, I'm going to show you what I carry in my dove bag. Now, as far as hunting gear goes, I think if you're dove hunting, the most important piece of gear, well, one of them anyway, is your shotgun. I have it here, the H&R XL Auto 12 gauge. It's a 3-inch chambered 12 gauge semi-automatic. It shoots the 2 3/4 inch and 3-inch shells. I wouldn't necessarily say that it has to be a semi-automatic, and it definitely doesn't have to be a 12 gauge. You know, it could be a 20 gauge all the way down to a 410. I know a couple people actually that shoot 410s for doves. Obviously, if you're going to be using a shotgun, you're going to want ammo. I have here the Winchester Super Target 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch, 1 1/8 ounce load target loads. It is a 2 3/4 inch shell with a velocity of 1,200 feet per second. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be a 12 gauge. It can be a 20 gauge. It could be as light as a 410. It all just depends on the shooter's preference. One thing I would recommend, though, is buying not necessarily the most expensive brand you can find, but go online and look at reviews of manufacturers and ammo companies and base your decision off of that and personal experience. I've not personally had this problem, but I've heard about guys that, one, they have terrible groupings, and maybe the load just kicks too hard. You know, I mean, that could be the gauge of gun that they're using, or it could be the brand. But just do your research and base it off of personal experience and product reviews. The next most important, or one of the most important things that you can have is hearing and eye protection. Now, I personally have 2 different types of hearing protection, and I prefer the earplugs. Now, whether it's foam or multiple earplugs like these, it's personal preference. I don't really like ear muffs Because one, I can't hear myself or other people talk. Two, when I have them on and I go to shoulder my shotgun or a muzzle loader or an AR-15, whatever I'm shooting, when I tuck it into my shoulder, it hits the ear muff and it knocks the ear muff off, therefore rendering it basically useless because I can still hear. So I prefer the earplugs for that. The problem I have with foam earplugs is, again, I have difficulty hearing my buddies talking, especially in the duck blinds. So I am looking at more of these type earplugs, the moldable kind, because they have sets that allow you to be able to hear what your buddies are saying, but at the same time, it somehow protects your hearing from the shotgun blast or the gunfire of any kind of gun. Another vital piece of gear that you're going to need for dove hunting are decoys. Doves are attracted to decoys. Put a couple of these on the ground in front of you, get some electronic mojos, and you'll have them flocking in from all directions. The next thing, and probably the most important detail besides your shotgun and your ammunition, water. It's the middle of the summer, towards the end of the summer. It's going to be hotter than blazes out there. You're going to want to stay hydrated. At least a liter. And actually, I would recommend close to 2 liters, because the amount that you put in, you're going to be sweating out that at least that amount. So I recommend a liter, at least 2 to 2 liters. Another good thing to have, bug spray. You're going to be going out early morning sometimes, or in the early evening before sundown, and mosquitoes are going to be going crazy. And you may be in tall grass where it doesn't matter what time of day it is, mosquitoes will still get to you. If you can't get a Thermacell, which is what I would recommend first of all, then the second thing I would recommend, if you can't find a Thermacell, is bug spray. Now, as far as clothing goes, if you're going to wear long sleeves, make sure that it's breathable, that you can get plenty of airflow through it. I would personally recommend short-sleeved, very light t-shirt material. Camouflage would be okay to use. I wouldn't say that it's required, but it's suggested. Some guys wear blue jeans. Some guys, they just wear regular street clothes. So I would leave that up to you, basically. But definitely wear something lightweight, something breathable that's not going to overheat too easily. And going back to the water, if you're hunting with a dog, Make sure that you bring enough water for your dog too, because with it being hot out, the heat zaps them just as easily as it zaps us, and can get them just as sick as it does us. Another thing I would recommend, wear a hat. Again, it's going to be 95 to 110 degrees outside. Sun's going to be shining. You want something to, one, create a shadow on your face so that the doves don't necessarily see you, as well as guarding your face, or as much of your face as possible, from direct sunlight. Now, when it comes to preparing your doves in the field, you want a pocket knife. Small, compact, will be easy to preserve and prepare your dove breasts. Once you breast them out, you will want to put them in plastic bags and throw them on ice. Get them as cool as you can, as quick as you can. The quicker that you can get them, the better. It will help preserve them and keep them fresh. I can't honestly think of anything else that I would be missing that you might want to have, other than maybe a pair of binoculars. A pair of good binoculars would be a vital piece of gear, and I've got some, I just don't have them out at the moment. If you can think of anything else that I have maybe missed, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please share it with your friends. Also, if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, and I try to put out a new video every Saturday or Sunday. Also, in a previous video, you might have seen that I now have Adapting the Outdoors t-shirts. If you want to get one, they're located in the comments in the description box. So I guess until next time, I want to say thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next week right here on Adapting the Outdoors.